Sanctification meetings.
We usually have these meetings before communion, so we can examine our lives. But what is sanctification? It is making something holy or pure, sacred, or set apart for God. In plain terms, sanctification takes an ordinary person like yourself and makes such a person special for God. Thus, God wants to sanctify you wholly, so you will be special, filled with joy, not miserable. We are sanctified or purified by three things: the Word, the Spirit, the blood. Ask God to do the work of cleansing with these. These things have cleaning power. It is not just to cover a bad smell with perfume, but to get to the source of the uncleanness. We should not think we are holier or better than anyone else. That is a smoke to God's eyes and a big offense. Isaiah first said, "Woe unto you to many people." But when he saw God, he said, "Woe is me." He realized he was unclean. A seraph came to cleanse his lips. Then he could do things for God. First, try to get into the presence of God. Does anything come before your eyes that you need to get right with God? Anything that prevents you from coming to God's presence? Sitting and merely repeating, praise you, or praying mindlessly for 2 hours is not sanctification, but religiosity. Ask God to help you change a bad habit. Any failures you had recently. Create in me a clean heart. Ask God to try your heart. Ask God to purify your heart. Are there worldly desires in my heart? The human heart is awful, full of wickedness and deceit. When you fail God, remember God will not fail you. Trust God to help you. Ask God to help. Don't just clean the outside, but the inside as well. Otherwise, it's like taking a shower the outside, but the inside the heart is filthy. What other uncleanness lurks inside? Resentment, despising, jealousy, murmuring, complaining, gossiping, backbiting, fault-finding, disrespect, disobedience, rebellion? How about the works of the flesh, adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, quarreling, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revellings? Remember, position and prestige mean nothing to God. Has your desire for position, prestige, advancement, recognition, promotion, etc. been a defilement? Did something come out of your mouth and cause defilement? Take it to God and be clean. Some people sanctify the inside but ignore the outside. In a sanctification meeting, first, we give a period of time for you to pray and examine your life yourself. Then there are some topics to encourage us in sanctifying our lives. There can be other prayer topics and even songs to encourage everyone. Sanctification or holiness should be all the time, not just in special meetings. Even Jesus sanctified himself. Are there real results from sanctification? Yes. Like a farmer, you can plow up the hard ground for new planting. Those with clean hands get stronger. The more sanctified we are, the more we bear others' mistakes. Religious people sanctify themselves, but it is not God's sanctification. It is all a vain show. Fasting, we often fast during sanctification meetings. That means abstaining from food. Fasting is to break yokes, not cause trouble. Sanctification is worth it because the pure in heart can see God. Sanctification brings us to a unity with God, because He who sanctifies and the sanctified are one.